We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
6-man. Greystone, travel.
Second and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Devin White in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Leo. Hey, Echo.
They'll drop the throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Ready? White 25.
Following the interception, Winston. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Jones. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready, ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Shoot. Watch the shoot. Pilot, 64. Weak. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Go, go.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Ready? 18 Gator. Mike 54. Rabbit, rabbit. Recon, 132 fighter. Switch gears. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Right there. 54, right there, right there. 54 Mike. Hey! Hey, 1-7, 1-7. Check, Mike. Hey, Delta. Mike 54. All day, dog.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Bravo. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Blue Dan. Blue Dan. Mike's 50. Hey, let's go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They're the box with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
X3, 218, chop. Yo, 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 go, go. Hey, exit. Go.
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Buccaneers have it.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Slam, slam, slam. Hey, lock it. Check safety, check safety. Check 99, check 99.
Looking to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Quan Alexander able to record his 5th sack of the season. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They'll set up to throw, eluding the pressure right. That's to his running back.
54, right there, 54 Mike.
Won't even be close. It was blown. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a time as we step aside here in this first quarter. There time this afternoon. Pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A gain of 6 there on first. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Fielded just inside the 20. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Hey, high 7.
2nd and 10. Throw caught there by Willis. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Talk about flipping the script. That punt return 86 yards as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. But it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they miss-hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now, start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
Hey, you! 58, boy, 58, 58, Mike. Watch the curl, watch the curls. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Hey, orbit. 54 Mike. 54 deep river.
Back to throw. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. The Saints on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16.
Rock it.
He'll look to throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Wait. I'm coming after you.
They'll run it with Jones. And he's got room. A first down there on a pickup at 25. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
Check, 47. I'm coming.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range, so now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Gay's kick is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin White able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll throw now on the final play, and it is incomplete. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right? Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw. Takes 3. 218. Chopper. Hey, Alpha. Hit it.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
Two draw quarters.
They'll look to throw, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 42 yards.
First down, Saints.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running with Kamara. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Javon Hargrave there on the stop. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play and give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end round. Complete. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. First down, Winston. Buying time to his left. And his pass incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They'll go again to Jones. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run it with Jones. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. They go play action here on 1st down. He completes it to Jones. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Wait. They're running it. Check 13. Check 13.
From the red zone now, Winston. And Brake has it over the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 12 more yards there and another first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Now Jones. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On 2nd down, it's Logan. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
A gain of 5 yards brings up 3rd and goal.
Shit!
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
3rd and goal, Winston. And that is incomplete. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through. And that will extend the lead out to 24. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The Saints take over 1st and 10.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. We saw this a lot in the 1st half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Buccaneers will take over at the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
That goes for a gain of 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Room here to run. Past the 20. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Ready, ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A give to Kamara running right. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Set 50, plant.
54. I'm coming.
General West. Hey, Haywood.
Right there.
Now.
Right there. 54 Mike. I'm on. Hey, one set. Check.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lavonte David making his presence felt in the backfield.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
That right now.
It got his man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 78 yards. And the Saints get a bit closer. So it was 4th down. They go deep to try to pick up the first. They pick up more than that. They pick up a score.
I'm not even sure the analytics guys would think that was a good gamble. 4th down there going for it. But they pressed the issue. And not only did they complete the pass downfield, how about the run after catch that ends up culminating in a touchdown? That's a huge play.
This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Looking downfield for Godwin. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
They may on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there, and Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. I'm sure the messages that come out onto the field was, hey, take care of the football, because the fumble last possession led to a touchdown. Still a 3-score game, though.
You don't want things to start to snowball. You know, one error leads to another, which leads to another. And then all of a sudden you're fighting for your life down the stretch instead of finishing the game in style, which is what they're trying to do on this drive.
Yeah, it would be a pretty amazing comeback, but we've seen crazier things happen in the National Football League.
We certainly have.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The Saints on 3rd down, a pretty anemic, a very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to right into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. That turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, a couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Jameis to throw it. Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And he gets us to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 30. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. Taking it. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that one cuts this to a 17-point spread. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Winston. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Ready, triple T.
No, check that. We got Mike 52 right here.
3rd and long for Winston. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devin White in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He'll drop to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up on Levante David. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Bang! Here we go, even. Bang, bang. Let's go.
Following the interception, Winston looking downfield for Godwin. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chris Godwin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the interception by the Bucs D leads to a touchdown. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that.
He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 18. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
Ready? 30 base. Check 53. I got 6-6. Pull it high.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Let's go. 15 line. 15 line.
Line 54. It's coming this way.
Pilot, 60%. Go.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat.
I'm coming after you. Where do we go?
Winston will kneel down, and that should be your ball game.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of